Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. I'm Gorilla Todd, or just Todd, either one works. So I wanted to this is my very first video, and the first thing I want to do is tell you a little bit about my background and my collecting. So, how did I end up on YouTube? Well, like a lot of you that I've been watching, I first started out watching YouTube videos, and honestly, it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, because I've collected comic books since I was 8 years old. Don't need to know exactly how old I am, doesn't matter, but it's been a while. So, as I grew up as a collector, I never found a lot of people that really were engaged in the hobby at the way I felt I was. It was always cool to meet, somebody who liked comics or had a few, but I never sensed there was that. I never knew a lot of really, intense collectors. So when I discovered the YouTube channel and I saw all these guys, first of all, it was like, wow, this is awesome. I wanna see what's going on here. And as I watched, I thought this is really something I'd love to be a part of. So here I am, and I'm gonna present as I am a collector. I'm gonna share some of my stories, some of my experiences. I'll show you some of the stuff I've collected over the years, and I'll show you some of the stuff I'm picking up and talk about, whatever it is you guys are interested in talking about. So, first and foremost, how did I start collecting? Really, to truly look at where my collecting starts, I have to go back to my earliest days. And I was a kid who watched all those early Marvel cartoons and the early Spider-Man cartoon, the original ones based on the Silver Age stuff, and was brought up on Super Friends on Saturday mornings. So before I could even read, I was interested and I was aware of these characters, and I liked them. So I'm pretty sure I had comic books bought for me as a young child, but this was even, like I said, before I could read. They didn't survive. They didn't last. I didn't really, other than liking the pictures, I didn't really get much from them because I couldn't read. But I was probably 3 or 4 years old. You go fast forward a few years, I think I was 7 or 8 years old. Probably 8. I was in a 7-Eleven. I don't remember. My family was on a trip somewhere. That doesn't matter. But I was in a 7-Eleven, and I was looking at the spinner rack, because comic books were something I was aware of, and I didn't hate them, or I wasn't that into them, but I thought they were cool, whatever. I was looking at them. And I came across this one book, and it really grabbed my attention. Like something just clicked. And I got this on the rack at the 7-Eleven. I think it was $2. I was lucky. I was able to ask mom or dad, or I forget who, can I get this? It's $2. They said yes. They were in a good mood. I was lucky. I don't know. And they bought me that comic. And I remember reading it and just, I had no idea who Walt Simonson was as an artist. I didn't understand, I didn't even know to read who wrote it or who drew it. I just literally absorbed that book like nothing else had up to that point. It just was visually struck me, and it made a real serious impression on me. Now, like I said, I got that at the 7-Eleven off a rack. That was really not what I considered the start of my comic collecting, because I was still in the realm of buying a book on the rack, reading it, and not knowing that it, not having the thought to save it. Really and truly, I probably gave it away to someone else, or don't know for sure. But then I was at home one day after school, and I saw a TV commercial for G.I. Joe comic books. And I had G.I. Joe toys. So this clicked. This just made sense. I saw this commercial where Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow were fighting. It was two ninjas. This was the mid-'80s. You know, there was nothing cooler than ninjas back in the day. So I saw that and I was like, I got to get that comic book. I want that. And I thought, where can I get it? And I said, wait a second. My mom shops at that flea market. I think it's called the West Coast Vendors Flea Market. I don't know why I remember this stuff. I guess I just have a good memory. So I went ahead and, you know, the next weekend or whenever, I went with my mom and she went shopping to buy whatever she bought. I got a copy of G.I. Joe 29. And this is the actual copy I got when I was 8 years old. You know, I usually keep it in a bag and a board and keep it pretty safe nowadays. But it went through its early years. You can see this book was red. You know, and you know, I love it even more so for that reason. Yes, I have some comics that are in really high grade. I have some that are kind of real beat up. It's really, to me, it's the book. I don't know. I mean, I like my stuff in nice condition, but I also like a lot of books that maybe I can't afford in nice condition or aren't available in the highest grade. So, you know, you collect what you can get your hands on and what you come across for the most part. So I'm going to stop there talking about my comic history and collecting history, rather. You know, I'm going to do a lot of the stuff that I see people doing. I'm going to do some comic hauls, show you some of the stuff I'm getting my hands on and I'm collecting. I might do some artist spotlights, talk about some of the artists that I've really grown to follow over the years. Some I've been fortunate enough to meet and maybe get a piece of original artwork from. I'll share other stories from my collecting years of, you know, just if stuff that as the dialogue, you know, is established between you and I'm happy to share what you guys want to hear about. So hopefully I will get some feedback and I will be able to address those. And we can just talk about the industry and what's going on. You know, and like I said, I've talked to a few of you fellow YouTubers. Silver Age Dave, you've been really cool in everything you've talked to me about. Alex the Comic Hoarder, you gave me some good advice. I really appreciate it, man. And I don't mean to leave anybody out, but there's been a number of people I've communicated with. Hopefully, I hope you all check out my video. I hope you all give me feedback. I hope you all subscribe sincerely and give me a thumbs up. I hope I hope to, looking so forward to meeting all you. I'm seeing new people on the internet every day on YouTube with their awesome collections. I just want to be part of the group. So, until I see you again, this is Gorilla Todd, and until we get some more Gorilla Todd goodness, have a good time. Take care.